Today we're going to learn how to make a keyring. When making a keyring, there's a couple of tools that you're going to need that will make your life a little bit easier. They're not necessary, but you'll definitely be thankful for them. So today we're going to be using 2 long loop turners. You could get away with a small one as well too. You're just going to have to reload it more. We're going to use nylon. It's personal preference on what you use. There's 1.5 millimeter and 2. I prefer 1.5 millimeter. I feel like it's easier to work with and easier to hide your nuts, but again, it's personal preference. You are non-negotiable going to need a lighter. I like to use our torch lighters here. This is our beautiful harvest color. This gives you a more pinpointed flame and it goes exactly where you need it. Pair of pliers. You're also going to need scissors. I recommend these fine tooth ones. You can get these right on Amazon. They're in my link tree. And then a darning needle is going to be your best friend as well. When I make key rings, I use 21 beads. We do our little revival iconic thing here where we use a glow-in-the-dark bead. Helps you find it at night, bottom of your bag, under the couch. We don't judge here. It helps you find it. I like to use 8 hexagon beads, 8 solids, and another 4 solid. Let's get started. So to start off today, we have Murphy's Check Tan, Caramel, and Fawn. And we're gonna put these onto our loop turners. So the first item you put onto the loop turner is always going to be the last one off. So I'm going to do 2 caramel, 1 Murphy's Check Tan, 1 Fawn, and a Murphy's Check Tan. And you'll see if I was to take this off right now, my Murphy's Check would be at the bottom, where these would be at the top. And now this one's full, so I'm going to move on to my second one. Okay, and this is what our keyring is going to look like. Next thing we're going to do is take our nylon. I like to leave mine on here. People ask how much I use. I measure with my heart. It really just depends. So on the end of your loop turner, you're going to see that there's a little hook here. Yours probably has a piece of metal. I tear mine off. I feel like they just get in the way. So we're going to hook this piece of metal onto the nylon, push your beads down, and pull. If you keep your fingers on the edge of this bead, that hook will never go through your finger. I like to leave this section so I have something to hook onto with my next one. So we're going to hook onto this and push down again. Okay, now all of your design is strung on here. I tied these with my hands over the years. I've gotten good at it, so I like to leave a little bit extra, but I'll teach you how to use knot grippers today as well. This is the part of the project where you want to put your hardware on here, so just hook it through, and you're going to let it hang through the middle like it's a necklace. Now, I like to tie a knot here, that way it gets strong, and it's not going to move when I tie it. And then a second knot here. If you're going to use knot grippers on your project, this is where they come in. We also sell these on the site as well. So what you're going to do to use knot grippers is you're going to tie a knot in here. I like to do a regular knot and then come back through again. That way it's a little bit denser of a knot that won't slip through your grippers. The way I'm going to teach you, it's a little hard to use your knots close, but it can be done. And I will tell you, the closer your knots are, the easier you're going to have using your knot grippers. So your knot is going to sit right in this little hook here on your knot gripper. You can kind of do a test pull to see if it's going to pull apart on you. We're going to put this around here so it's loose, and then hook onto your knot grippers. I like to hold mine in my hand like this with a finger against my string so it can't pull out. And then you're going to take these and pull tight. Now you can unhook your knot gripper and tie your second knot in here. Pull that tight as well. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come through here and cut off these knots. And this is where I'm going to use my darning needle. You're going to put your string through this big eye on the darning needle. And when you hold this up, you'll see that these naturally want to go one way or the other. So I'm going to go with the natural way this wants to go. pull this apart a little bit. This is why you did your knot tight, and you're gonna go into the hole of the bead and come right out the other side. Grab your pliers, grab onto the other side of this needle and pull the whole nylon through. Now I like to pull this here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this knot into the center bead. Just give it a little pull, and now you can see that that knot's hidden in there, so that makes it a little bit easier for you. Next thing we're gonna do is take this piece that you've put through here and fold it underneath and grab out the other side. I'm gonna take my pliers and put them through this loop I created and pull this string so we're tying a knot around here. And you're gonna pull this tight so this knot sinks down as well. Now you have your knot tied, and if you pull these apart, you can see it in here, or if you've pulled it tight enough, it's hidden. We're gonna take our scissors and cut really, really close to that knot down here. Okay, you're gonna wanna pull these apart, and this is where you're gonna use your heat. Now, people are always worried about melting the beads. You're not gonna melt them. It's like 2,000 degrees to melt silicone, but you can on these patterned beads singe some of the coating that's on them. So just carefully, I always like to lean more towards my solid bead. You're gonna put your flame in here and melt this knot. This is gonna make it extra strong. And you can see how this is all nice and melted down here. Okay, we're gonna let that go, and you're gonna use this to pull back just a little bit so it hides that knot for you. And it's okay if this one slips back out, we'll pull it back through the other way. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Bend this open, find your hole through one side, and pull. Make sure you pull this tight so this knot disappears. And then again, we're gonna fold this under, pliers through here, grab onto this. Everything comes through, pull tight. Cut, singe, and if you close this up and your knot is still out, all you have to do is take your pliers and push it back into the bead. Now you can't see it anymore. And there you go. You have a super strong completed keyring.